One fine day I realized that I am in the top 4.
Seriously? Out of how many traders?
15,000.
Seriously, that's incredible.
My ratio at that time was like almost close to 80%. Later on, when the challenge ended up in 3 months, I was standing on the first rank.
Oh, so you were number 1 after 3 months. Unbelievable.
After winning that challenge, I got a call from few of the prominent traders from India. They asked what strategies you are using and how you were able to achieve this kind of returns. I think 2 to 3 minutes I was on national television. Then I realized like, okay, I have achieved something. So I started again with the 700 USD, and in a matter of 6 months or something, I turned that money into close to $10,000.
Folks, we've got Pulak Priyesh in the house today. He's an Indian stock market trader, come Forex trader who scalps, hedges, and also trades with some algos now and again. So folks, what you're going to do though, which is very special to today's episode, is be able to jump into 1 or 2 of his accounts. We've hooked up investor password access in the show notes, so go and check them out. He's happy for me to share them with you so you can go and see exactly what trades he's taken in the past. And keep in mind that English isn't his first language in this interview, so go easy on the guy if you are an English speaker. All right, folks, before we dive in, remember, check out my robot lab. We've got a new build. We're just about to start. It's looking like an awesome strategy. And here's my Blue Guardian update for the week. You can see here I'm at minus 2.5. Now, last week I was at minus 3, so I've actually clawed back 0.5%. Now, we started the week off here, had a couple of small losses, a break even, and then 2 wins to finish the week off. The wins were bigger than the losses, hence why I've managed to claw it back. Now, folks, if you do want to take your own Blue Guardian challenge, then jump into the description on the podcast or YouTube. You're going to get 10% off with coupon code or one word Trading Nut. All right, folks, let's get on with the show. All right, folks, here we are on Trading Nut. We've got Pulak in the house all the way over there in Mumbai. He's been trading for 15 years. You probably don't recognize him because I don't believe he's ever told a story anywhere. He did send me tons and tons of investor password account proof, which has really got me interested to find out exactly what he's been doing because this stuff has all been on live accounts and the growth has been kind of phenomenal. So welcome to the show, Pulak.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you for taking me on your YouTube.
Well, look, to start off with, let's find out how you got to where you got to. What's your 15-year trading journey?
It's been an amazing journey. I started in the year 2009, and from there till at this stage, it's been a long journey. And it's an amazing journey, I can say.
So do you want to walk us through how it started, how you got into the market, how things progressed from there?
Yes, certainly. I started trading when I was in school days. I just passed my 10th examination, and then after that I started trading because I belong to a family where this was like premium, and then dividends and the financial words are always very common to my family. So it's actually fascinated me to understand what kind of things is this. And they are talking about the stocks on the dinner table, and they're talking about the returns and all these things. The market is going up, the market is going down. And in the early school days, you're not able to understand all these things. Because I'm from India, they used to talk about the Indian stock market, like Nifty and Sensex going up, the indices of the Indian stock market. So I was just curious about knowing all these things, like what my father is talking about and what is these things and what my other uncles are actually talking about. So it just got my curiosity, and I wanted to learn all these things. So I started learning, watching TV like G Business and CNBC. So there also it was like something which is going out of my head. You understand, in your school days, and if you are talking about something like the global markets and the market is going up, market is going down. I can see the kind of emotions they are having on their face. Like sometimes they panic when the market goes down. Sometimes they are very happy when the market is going up actually, and their stock is giving a good returns. So they are very excited and they are talking about it. So that's got my attention. Like, what is this? And and then it's related to money, and it's real money. So the most motivating factor for anyone coming into this market is money. So they want to earn money from here. So in my early days, that's also the motivation for coming into this. And then I started trading because of my age. I was not able to open a demat account at that time, but I borrowed some money from my father and my mother as well. and I got a demat account on my father's name, and I started trading in my early days. Like I started through Indian stock market. Okay, and those days, like I first lesson I understood on the very first day, I understand that whenever you are trading, there is a security transactions taxes, there is a brokerages, and these are the taxes which you have to pay on every transactions you make, every trades you make. So the first day when I learned that, like I was trading actually with a small capital of something 18,000 rupees, Indian rupees, and I used to buy the stocks which is close to 50 paise and 1 rupees or something like that. So because it's kind of a penny stocks, I can buy more stocks. So that is the reason I was actually trading in the penny stocks, and I was just getting into the trade and coming out like kind of a scalping I was doing it. And the very first day I remember. And that day I made some around 400 and 600 rupees profit. But the second day when the contract note came, it was actually in the loss. So I was just curious how this happened. So I just called the customer support of the Demat account company. They told me like you have done a lot of transactions, and these are the taxes which is incurred in all the transactions you have done. So the first lesson was like even after making the profit, you are in a loss because of these brokerages and taxes. So that is over trading. So that was the first lesson, and then I started learning from the internet, the Google, from the YouTube, what other traders are doing, how what kind of a trading they are doing, and how I can become a successful trader, and all these things. Like in your early days, like you used to Google about like how to make money from the Indian stock market, how to trading, what kind of a trading is there. So you understand like day trading, you understand about the swing trading, and different methods of trading, different formats like equity market, the options trading, the derivatives, and commodity market, and a lot of things you started learning from the internet. So that was my journey as well. Like I started learning slowly. The first day I learned about the taxes. The another day I learned about like uh, if I am trading within of 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's a kind of a trade which is actually known as a scalping, or I'm doing a scalping, or it's a kind of a day trading. I understand in my third lesson that if I'm making a position now and I'm closing it after 3-4 hours, that is considered as a day trading. So another lesson is like BTST, like buy today, sell tomorrow. This kind of a trades is happening. Then STBT is there, like sell today, buy tomorrow, like short selling. So these things was like initial days I started learning about the basics things of the Indian stock market. And later on I understand that you need to have a knowledge about the trading, like how to read the charts, how to read the patterns, the indicators, and like exponential moving averages, MACD, RSI, Bollinger Band, and all those indicators. Actually, I got to introduced by through internet. Like, what are the things you need to understand? What are the things you need to learn before coming into trading, and how can you be a successful trader? So I first understood about the technical analysis, and then I started learning from some books and something from the internet, some articles, and through YouTube videos. And so I started. So first thing I learned about is like exponential moving averages. Okay, it was very easy to understand because you just have to wait for the intersection into the EMA lines. Like the first thing was like 50 days moving exponential moving averages and 200 days moving exponential averages. So I understood like, okay, so these kind of intersections will happen and I will buy and I will make money out of it. And then again, like some kind of a different technical indicators. So my journey started this way. I started learning from small things like financial words, like what is the stop losses, what is support, what is resistance.
Yeah, so the basic stuff. I mean, so you had that sort of general, like, slow progress. You learn something new pretty much every day. At what point did you like put it all together and go, right, I've now got a strategy. I'm going to trade that strategy. I suppose a bit more complex than the simple crossover of the moving averages.
Yes. So when I was learning, it was my learning phase, and today also I can say like I'm learning everything every day, every new thing. I just want to learn. Like if market is the technology driven now those days the market was something different. Now the market is completely technology driven. It's actually there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things have improved from that era to the today. The market is quite different. So initially, the exponential moving average as an indicator, it was very easy for a beginner. Like you just have to put two lines over there on your charts, and you just wait for the intersections is happening, and you just make trades based on the indicators. What is the signals coming in from the technical indicators suggesting you. So that was the first, actually, I can say the first strategy I have made is the
And
exponential.
overall, were you profitable just trading that strategy alone?
Uh, no, over the period of time, like when I started trading with the exponential moving averages, I understood that now the candlestick is more powerful than exponential moving average, because the
Right.
moving average is giving you the indicator a bit late, a bit delayed indicator. And when you understand that now candlestick is more powerful, it's giving you more early indications. So I jumped into the next strategy, which is candlestick. Then again, using the candlesticks for a few months or something, and then again I realized that no, there is something more powerful than this, which is like I can see the RSI. I can see this indicator is giving a good signals. Like this is giving a actually accurate signals where to go enter the buy, where to enter the sell. So later on, I developed like RSI is fine. Then few days or few weeks of trading with the RSI, one fine day the market reacts volatile, and all of a sudden you whatever the strategy you are using is not working on those volatile markets, and you think about like went wrong. Why like this is the strategy I was using it from the last few months and it was making profit for me, but all of a sudden this kind of a volatility I was not able to understand it, and all of a sudden I made losses. So on that day the lesson was like risk management. So now from the moving to the indicators, and now I'm moving to the risk management part. Like, okay, stop loss is very important, and what kind of a risk reward you are keeping, like 1:1 ratio, 1:2 ratio, 1:3 ratio. What kind of a risk reward ratio you are actually keeping is what going to make you a profitable trader. Doesn't mean like if you are a 50% profitable in your strategy or 70% profitable. The main thing here works is the risk management. So that was the another lesson which I learned in my trading. The main thing was like I was trading alone, which is actually I was trading alone is the reason because I was not able to find the community of traders around me. Like very few people are actually trading into the market. But one thing I would suggest to other traders who are right now who are getting into this market, so to just make a network of like-minded people, like if you like make a network of traders around the world and try to learn from them. Like it's very important to like what other traders are doing is what it's very important. Like you will be aware of what kind of things they are doing. So my journey was like I was trading alone because of the reason like no like-minded people were around me, and no more traders were around me. And uh,
And so were you profitable at this point, like in the journey?
early 3-4 years was not profitable. I just lost around 9 times. My demat account went zero almost 9 times. Like I
Right.
1,000 rupees, it went zero in the 2 months. And then first lesson I learned is like the technical indicators. No, the first lesson was like the brokerages and taxes the very first day, and then that 18,000 rupees which I started went zero in 2 months. Then my mother gave me another money like 50,000 rupees. It took around 3 to 4 months to making it zero again, and
Right.
I can say almost
Sorry,
like
how much is that in US dollars? So I don't have to go and check it out.
the very first was like $150, $150 US.
Okay, right. So 50 grand is like $1,000 kind of thing.
Yes, and then from
Yeah.
initially in 3-4 years, almost like 9 times, my account went zero. So
Right.
I
Okay. So you were struggling through that first period, but it sounds like you were learning along the way and going, well, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work.
yes, every
Can
time
you
accounts were going zero, I used to learn more. Like
did
what
and did you note that down anywhere, or did you like sort of, how did you not forget that the mistake that made you go to zero was something to remember?
Yes, when you are trading, actually, you're not able to control your emotions part. But when your account goes zero, now when you are trying to figure out the market, you understand it very well because you don't have the money to trade into it, and you don't have you are not practically trading into it, but you're just analyzing the market. So that time you are pretty much accurate in your analysis. But when you are actually trading it, your emotions come into it. When you are buying, you all of a sudden you start thinking like, no, the market will go up. Even when your indicators are saying something different, you are still believing that no, market will go up because your emotions plays there. So every time when my account went zero, like almost 9 times I can say, and in US dollars, if you lost, it's something around close to $10,000. I lost in the early 3 4 years, and yes, I can say my mother is very supportive. She always gives me like every time when I go to zero, she always lend me some more money. Like, okay, fine, you just take more money. The reason why she was giving me is like she used to see like what kind of a dedication I have. I used to read the charts. I used to read the books all through the night, all through the from the start of my day till night, or even in the midnights. I used to read the charts. I used to read the indicators. I used to learn it. Like I was very much passionate, and like unlike today, also I'm very much passionate about learning more about stock market, learning more about the trading, the strategies, and these things. So my mother used to see like used to say like, if you are not successful in this trading, nobody can actually, because the kind of dedication you have for this
Mm.
thing, you will become successful one day. So you keep on going on. If you are losing money, that doesn't matter, because that's not the money you have on, that's the money I have saved. And I know if the kind of dedication you are showing into this towards this is something which is different, no, a very few people can show this kind of a dedication and determination which you have, because you keeps on reading
Yeah.
books, you keeps on learning.
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at BLACKBULL Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at BLACKBULL Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at BLACKBULL Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Yeah, so did like when you did blow these 9 accounts, were you like really emotional about it, or was it like, oh well, I'm just going to get some more money from my mum?
Uh, Actually, due to my studies, I used to live far from her, and we used to have a conversation over the phone call. So when she gives money, I used to talk more, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes in a day to my mother, like how is the day going on, how's my school going on, how's my trading going on. All these things are like almost like 25, 30 minutes and 40 minutes, sometimes 1 hour also I used to talk to my mother on the phone. But when my account balance goes a little down, my conversation timing also decreases the same way. Like I mean, because I just wanted to ignore the question like, how is your trading going on?
Oh, right. Yeah. So you're like, get off the phone, mum, get off the phone. Okay. So you obviously turned a corner at some point after the 3 or 4 years. Talk us through that.
The early 3 4 years.
Then, no, when you turned the corner when you started making money instead of blowing
Yes.
these accounts.
So the turning point was like, I can say there was no money in my demat account. I was not actually trading anything. I was just looking into the market, because see, when you are trading a lot and you are 24 hours into this market, whenever when you are sleeping also, you are dreaming of something about the trading, and like you're totally involved into this. But at point when I have blown my account 9 times, I was ashamed of asking more money, because I felt like no, this is something which is not my cup of tea. I should quit this here. This is the time when I should just stop doing it, because I'm just wasting the money. But yes, like when you are so much involved, you cannot just stop watching the market. You cannot just stop that all of a sudden. And there was one fine day I found that there is actually a trading challenge or something kind of a things, like analysis challenge was there, like a top analyst, and it was on some website. So there you have to give like only recommendations you have to post there, and what kind of returns it can generate. So some kind of a it was like a challenge going on, and you can participate in those challenges, and you can prove your metal, like whatever the accuracy, like whatever the recommendations you are giving into the market. And when you are actually not trading it, you are just suggesting somebody like, okay, buy this stock at this price, and this is the stop loss point, and this is the target point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I used to just keep on posting my recommendations over there on that platform, just to prove myself and to the people there, just to win that battle, actually, to win that challenge. I just used to analyze the market, and I was not actually practically trading on it, but I was just analyzing the charts. I was just analyzing the whatever the methods I have developed in the last 3 4 years. I was just utilizing it all and trying to be very like a decent recommendations I was used to post there. And one fine day I realized that I am in the like the top four.
Oh,
Whose recommended,
seriously?
yes, whose
Out of
recommendations
how many traders?
out of almost like uh, 15,000.
Seriously, that's incredible. That's incredible. Can you remember the growth that you'd managed to achieve in uh, that period of time on that virtual growth? That is,
I come again.
how much did you grow the virtual account by, or how many winning trades did you get to
My
get your fourth position?
winning ratio at that time was like almost close to 80%.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and actually, it was a virtual money, and just recommendations you have to post over there, and you just have to be very careful about the stop losses point, because your trades should not touch the stop loss before going to the target. So these are the things, kind of a different kind of a formats they have made, and I realized like I'm in the top 10, and then slowly I moved into top four. And that was the one learning there. Like when I'm not actually trading into the market, my accuracy, my recommendations were going very pretty well. And fortunately, I was one of the top three. And later on, when the challenge ended up in like 3 months, so I was standing on the first rank.
Oh, so you were number one after 3 months.
Yes.
Unbelievable. That's ridiculous. And how did you feel at that point?
I feel like when I'm actually not trading my money, I'm more successful in giving recommendations. But when I'm actually trading with my money, I'm failing it because of the mental things. Like understood, when you are into trading and you are using your own money, your emotions comes into it, and then you are not able to actually analyze things the way you actually need to do. Because when you're buying something, all of a sudden you feel like the market is just start moving up, because your thought process becomes like that. So,
Bias, yeah, it becomes kind of biased to the direction that it's you want it to go in. I mean, what happened after that? Then I really want to find out.
so after winning that challenge, actually, I got a call from few of the prominent traders from the India. Like they called me and they asked like how you are doing these things. Like what is the reason behind like what are the things you are using, what are strategies you are using, and how you are actually able to achieve this kind of a returns and this kind of accuracy you have maintained. Like so. I thought like, okay, I have done something different and I have achieved something, because if people are calling me and they are a known figure, and they are calling me and they're asking me and actually congratulating me for the success, and for just I think 2 to 3 minutes I was on national TV, national television,
Oh,
and
seriously?
yes, on a G business, and I was on a national TV, and my mother, I called my mother that you can see me at this time on this channel, and she was very excited. And then I realized like, okay, I have achieved something, because my recommendations were so pretty good, and I stood first rank in that. So my confidence was built at that moment. And I asked again, like, okay, now this is the time you can give me some more money now.
Yeah. Now I've got your attention. I'm on national TV. You can give me
Yes.
some more. So what do you think it was about your approach? You know, other than the mental side of it, you know, not being there, what was the thing with the strategy you come up with? And I'm assuming you had a strategy you were playing out every time you analyzed the market. What were the key elements to that made it work so well?
That time it was about the Indian stock market. So I was actually mixing up both the things like technical analysis and the fundamental as well. So
Uh,
I was
okay.
I was using both at the moment.
Okay, right. And so you don't trade the Indian stock market now, do you?
I do trade Indian stock market, but after that, from last 10 years, I have traded in almost all the world market. Like I have traded in US stock market as well. I'm trading into Indian stock market as well. I'm into the Forex as well. So
Okay.
almost like all the markets around the world, I have pretty
Yeah.
much my hand in that.
Okay, so it's not your main focus. The Indian stock market is no longer your main focus now. So what happened? So your mum gave you some more money. You go back into it. The emotions are there still. How do you deal with them?
Yes, that is something which you like. You cannot just it cannot go in a one day, because controlling your emotions is something which is very difficult. Or still today also I can say, like, being in a your mental ability is something which is actually cannot develop in a day. It took years and years to actually control your emotions when you are actually into the trading. So that was the time when I again see in me around in US dollar I can say 700 USD. So I started again with the 700 USD, and in a matter of some 6 months or something, I turned that money into close to $10,000 from
10,000 in 6 months from 700 US dollars.
yes.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's very good.
But it took
And,
6 to 7 months.
and was that with a fixed risk management? Like how
Yeah,
much were you risking per trade?
close to 1%.
1% per trade. Okay, so your first trade would have been like $7
Yes,
risk.
yes.
Right. Okay. And what would be your typical win on that trade?
Uh, I was trying to maintain 1:1 risk reward, but later on I realized like 1:1 is not going to make profit for me. So I have to somehow make it 1:3 or 1:4 at least.
Okay.
So
Right.
trade will be just like one profitable trade is equal to your three wrong trades. So even your winning percentage is low, with the risk reward you can be a profitable.
And an Indian stock market, was that easier to trade than like anything else, any other market that you've traded?
Indian market was easier. Yes, indeed, today also it's easy to trade in the Indian stock market rather than trading in the forex market, because there is like there is a limited time. You trade within just for a few hours. The market opens at 9:15 a.m. and it closes at 3:30. So there is a limited time, and there are different formats like options trading is there, derivatives is there, and something like we have in a matter of 10 years, I've developed some kind of a strategy where you can actually hedge your positions, and you don't have to be worried about the market volatility anymore. So you are making a small, but it's a pretty much easier market than any other market in the world.
Mm.
Forex is more volatile because the you have the volatility there. There is a different news coming in from around the world, and it
Mm.
impacts the prices. So you need to be more conscious. You need to be more cautious about the when you're trading the currency markets.
And so, if you were to take your Indian stock market strategy onto the forex markets, what would it get mashed up pretty strong, or would it survive?
No, it's
Break even.
No, it's not messed up actually, because whatever the learnings you have there in the Indian stock market, like the charts is same, the charts are same, the candles are same, the movements are pretty much similar. So whatever the learnings was there in terms of technical analysis in the Indian market, because the format is different, the platform is different, the kind of a trading is different in Indian market and the other markets. So, but the analysis, the technical part is something similar. So you don't have to it was not actually a miss, it was actually an advantage, because I was trading in
Mm.
the Indian market, I was learning about the technical analysis, and main thing I was developing is my risk management things. I was working on that, like how to manage your risk reward, and if you are maintaining 1:2, 1:3 ratio, 1:4 ratio, and if you are able to make 1:14, 15, that's something which is amazing. So main thing I was working in Indian market, man, I was working personally on myself, like improving my risk management and improving my mental ability, like just to be like work like a robot, and you don't have
Mm.
to mix your emotions into the it. Whatever the trades you are taking, you should be neutral about it. Whatever the indicators, what are the strategies you have learned through your phase, so you have to implement the way the robots actually trade. You don't have to put more your emotions in those trading. So these are the things which is similar, like you trade any market around the world. This is something similar, you have to apply it anywhere.
Yeah. So okay. So what about, let's dive back to the 700 US that you had. So when you got to, let's say, doubled it, you went to 1400. What were you thinking at that point? Were you like, oh, I've cracked this, and did you get speed wobbles, which is like sort of like, is it am I going to carry on? How did that sort of feel?
Yes, like it's a excitement. Like when you double your account from 700 to 1400, I was like very much overconfident. Like, yes, I have done it. I have cracked something, and now I'm a profitable trader. But the market always says like market is a king. You cannot just like be a profitable all the time. So market gave me a lesson again. Like I learned in those phase, I learned about the risk management thing first. Like when I was in the more profitable, like made almost like 100% returns, I was more confident. And then there is some drawdowns, like I lost around 30% from the top. And then I realized, no, 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 no. This is something I'm again losing it here. So my emotions are
Right.
again. So my risk management is something I'm just messing up my risk management. So these things you start learning and you start developing in yourself. Like meditation helps you in like making you more mental powerful. Like, okay, if I'm into trade, so there should be a reason, like why I'm getting into this trade. And before getting into your trade, you must know, like, if you are going to make money, how much money you are going to make from this trade, and if you are going to lose, what is the actual money you are going to lose. If something is going beyond that, and if you are not able to cut your losses, then you are not going to become a profitable trader. So these are the learnings which I understand, that okay, fine. So before getting into it, so I used to keep my trading journal, like where I used to write what are the mistakes I have done yesterday, and these are the mistakes I'm not going to repeat again. And so
Mm.
by just maintaining those journals, it actually helped me a lot, because I used to write every after the trading day. I used to write down what kind of a trades I have made, and how many trades I have made. Is I made some more, like I was doing over trading or not, or my actual stop loss was this. I was able to exit at that moment or not. So I was not trying to modify my stop losses. When I'm going into the trade, my stop loss is fixed. I'm not going to modify it. Even if anything happens, I'm not going to modify it. So I used to just keep talking to myself like, okay, I'm getting into this trade. This is my stop loss. This is my target. Sometimes, like when your price is close to the target, and the target is not actually met, but it's coming down again from the target price, and you start thinking like, okay, no, 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 book profit here, because it's not met the target, and you should exit here. So I was just trying to control all those things, like no, if I have placed the target, there is some calculations behind it, there is some strategies behind this, why I have kept that much target. And even if it is coming back, I will just exit at cost to cost, but I will not exit before the target meets. So
Mm.
I was just trying to be more disciplined at those moment, and I learned like how you have to control your emotions. So these are the learnings, and from
Did you
700.
have any back testing to go on, like to give you confidence that, look, I've back tested this 100 times, and I know that this plays out with a 3-to-1 risk to reward if I don't move my stop? Did you have anything like that that gave you confidence to hold these trades without moving your stops?
So backtesting, those days, algorithm trading was not so much introduced, or maybe it was there, but I was not aware about those algorithm tradings at that
I'm
time. So
thinking about I'm thinking about manually back testing it, like just going on
yes,
the chart and going,
yes, yes, yes. Manually, I was doing it, like just by reading charts. Like I was just trying to assume, like, okay, this is the point I should go for the buy, and this would be the stop loss, and this would be the target. And okay, yeah. So manually backtesting was there. I just tested my strategies for like 50 times, 100 times before getting into and coming up to the conclusion that okay, this strategy is something gonna work in the real time market. So I was used to do the back testing and keeping a trading journal at those moments, like writing down my trading ideas, writing down my plans for the next day when the market will open. I have to do these kind of things. Like I used to write down those things every night before, uh, tomorrow if I'm going to trade, the plans are ready a day before, on like a night before. My plans were ready, like okay, these are the stocks I'm going to trade tomorrow, and this is the price. When the price will hit here, I will go for the buy or I will go for the short selling, and everything is written on the trading journal. And I try to follow like 80 to 90% whatever is written in there. I try to follow that. The 10% I can change because of the market. All of a sudden there is some different changes, and whatever the plans I have made, the market is behaving something differently. So I used to change the plans, but I pretty much I try to be on those discipline things, like whatever I have written as a plan, whatever I have written as a stocks which I'm going to trade tomorrow, I will be stick to those plans only.
Yeah. It's a nice way to do it. So pre-do the market before you jump in there, so you kind of stop yourself from just reacting. Now, what happened after the 10K?
I just sent back my mother some money, like she lost in my early days. So I just sent her some money back. Like, okay, this is I have enough capital right now, so I can trade with this, and this is something. Thank you for trusting me, and this is what I can give you. So I bought few advanced laptops and like things which were necessary for my trading actually. So I just bought those things, and then I started continuing trading with the capital which I raised from that early $700.
Okay, and so I mean, with that kind of money, it seems like 700 to 10K in 6 months seems pretty good. From even if you had 5K left, you're probably going to be able to make 50K in 6 months, right? Because of the compounding nature of it. Was that sort of how it carried on? I mean, were you able to take that second chunk of money to something dramatic, or did it slow down when the numbers got too scary?
No, I actually slowed down, and the early was like it was a kind of a confidence I earned from that winning that challenge. But later on, from after spending some money on myself and sending back some money to my mother, and it gradually decreases a bit because you learn more things in the learning, and you are more overconfident and you make mistakes. It's a human thing that you make mistakes, and all those sort of things are happening. But yes, I was more disciplined as a trader, and my target was actual realistic targets were there. I was not actually making my targets like, okay, from 700 I have to make $10,000. There was no such targets at those moments.
Yeah.
Because I understand that you need to be realistic about the returns you are going to make. And this is a kind of a business. You have to take it as a business. You cannot take it as a gambling. Okay, it was my good luck, and it was my, I can say it was my time, and I made that returns. So I should focus more into my strategies. I should focus more into my learnings. I need to be more focused as a trader. So I need to understand all those other aspects of the trading things as well. So you cannot just make such kind of an unrealistic target, and you are trying to.
Were you? What about like paying the bills and that? So you had to. Were you working another job? How did you manage to sort of balance trading, paying your rent, paying mortgages, and food to eat on the table?
No, I never. I was in the job for 1 month or 2 months like that only, but trading was the only thing which I was doing it from passionately. And that 1 or 2 months of the job which I have done is just because of getting out of all those regular stuffs and evolving and trying to cover more things about the world, what's going on. So it was just a change of mind. I was doing the job. I was not pretty into it. I was just into trading, and today also I'm into trading only.
Okay, so talk us through the rest of the journey. So, and then we'll dive into a few more sort of more practical things that people can get their teeth into. But so, how did you go from there? Like, I mean, what was the next sort of path? It seems like you're on a constant sort of upward slope. What was your next target, goal, thing that you wanted to do?
So I was more like exploring more things about the advanced things. Like I was reading more about the other traders around the world, like what they have done in their trading journey and what sort of mistakes they have made. What I can things I can learn more about it. So I started an institute when I was in college, and the main purpose behind starting that institute at that time was trying to meet more people like me, like traders around me who are actually into trading, so I can teach something to them and I can learn something from them. So because uh, whoever is into the trading world is actually going to share their experience about how they started and what kind of strategies they are using, what kind of different kind of formats they are making trades. So you try to learn from the like-minded people. So that was the main purpose behind starting that institute. And one thing was also there, like when I started, there was no one to teach me about the depth of market, the starting of the market, what are the basics things about the market. So there was one thing, like I wanted to teach people about all those things, like uh, how can you like how is it possible for you to come to this place, like the basic things you need to understand before getting into this. So
Okay,
that was the
so where did you go from there? Like, so you had the institute, you ran that for a bit, and then what, you started veering off to getting into more advanced stuff on your end?
yes. Institute was a different part. I totally like it was in control of my brother, and I had few of the instructors as well, few other traders as well. I firstly I just trained them like what kind of a trading is thing, and then they used to trade together, and they like it was all on an autopilot mode for me because I was not more involved in that institute more. And then I started learning more about the advanced things, like what is the price actions things, what is the volumetric analysis, and those sort of advanced technical analysis. I was more into the research and development. And then later on, I found my passion about developing the algorithm bots. Like when I moved to the forex market and I started trading the currency pairs, and there was like a huge difference between Indian market and the forex market, because you have a market all over the day, like 24 hours market is running, and in Indian market you just have 6 hours. So there is a huge difference. Like now you have more time. Now there is a difference like leverages. You are having more leverage here, and with a small capital you can actually use the leverage and you can trade on a bigger capital now. So that is the different thing. I started exploring more about the forex market. I started exploring more about the US markets, like how those markets are actually working. I started learning about the more advanced things in the stock market, things like price action tradings and other sort of like the advanced things. You used to develop the bots, algorithm trade.
What would you say is the trick to trading or auto trading the forex market?
I didn't get you. Come again.
What would you say, like, if you said to someone like, here's how you should approach trading the forex market from a like strategy point of view, this is what you should do to get yourself ahead of everyone else?
If you want me to suggest a new traders,
Yeah,
so
new traders. Yeah, so like, if you're going to give somebody a leap forward, what would there be like 3 or 4 things you'd say to them?
first thing, like for a beginner who is coming into the forex market, is you need to understand that leverage is for your advantage. You should not take it as a like you should not be taking like making more positions or taking huge lots, which is actually disturbing your risk management. You should not go for that, because leverage is something which you can use actually for your positive side, because having a big leverage, having a 500 or 300 leverage is actually something which not always like a supporting thing. It's actually blows your account more easier and more like fast.
So it's a disadvantage. You said the disadvantage. Okay, yeah, leverage is a disadvantage. So anything else? 2 other things.
Yes, you need to start trading with try to understand the momentum. being in the trends, like what are the market trends is there. So at certain levels, the beginner traders feels like the market is on a high, so it should come down. So this something like that is not happening in the market. If something is very high, it can go even higher. If something is in a downside, it's not like it's going to bounce back from there because it is down. It doesn't mean it will bounce back. It can go more lower. So you should not understand that okay, this particular indices or this particular currency pairs is on all time high. It should come down. Something like that doesn't happen in this market. It can go to any extent.
Because I looked at your obviously account statements that you sent me, and what I was quite interested in was like there was some trades in there. I think they might have been gold trades where the bot had entered the trade. It actually made enough money to cover commission and get a half decent profit, and it did it in about 15 seconds or 40 seconds. So it was literally in and it was out, and it had made $400 or whatever it was. Was that sort of to do with that trend catching kind of strategy, a trend catching kind of strategy?
Yes, that kind of a trading strategy is basically known as scalping when you trade within a seconds. Like you see 1 minute candlestick chart patterns, and you try to understand like the price action. Basically, the price action is behind those kind of strategies. You try to figure out like where is the momentum going on, right? For the next 2 minutes or 3 minutes, where the momentum is taking the price. So basically, in the gold, where the gold market is very volatile, and you try to figure out like okay, fine. So within 1 minute, it moves up like 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips, like that. And you're trying to figure out, like, trying to make a small part of a profit within seconds. So scalping is the one thing. I have shared you one of my trading account investor password, where you can see I have made trades in indices like US 30 and German 30. And this was pretty like hedging strategy I have used here. So are you have you gone through that account?
Yeah, so that I went through all the accounts. So that was a hedging account, was it?
Mainly. Yes, that hedging strategy right there for, and within a month, like almost like $500, I made around $4,000. So
yeah, I did. Yeah, it was a very. What I noticed was that you had a lot of accounts where you had a very short period of time, you made a lot of money, and then you basically withdrew it all, and that was done, which was kind of like expecting to see. And this is we're talking maybe 400 trades in these accounts in a month. With your bots doing this stuff. So, I mean, how, like, even going down onto a 1 minute chart and trying to make some money off gold with a bot, obviously needs a bit of thinking. I mean, how did you sort of get yourself into the thought pattern to be able to try and take that trade?
Yes. So that account, actually, I was using a hedging strategy, and
okay.
What happens there, like it's the strategies I have made manually, like just learning from the charts, like what kind of movements is happening and how to catch that small pips in your favor. And I have a like expert advisor also made on that particular strategy, which I have developed in my manual trading. So my programmers and other IT professionals have made a bot on it. So, but the account which I have shared with you was actually a manual trading, which I have done through manually, and where there is a different kind of a strategy I was using there, like a scalping. If you
right, yeah.
I was just getting into the US 30, and the prices are going in my favor. So I was not just waiting for the more target. I was just like a movement of 7 to 8 points in my favor, and I was just hedging it again back. So I was just relaxed now. Okay, my positions I hedge, I'm in a small profit now. So again, I'm just taking after like 2 minutes or 3 minutes when I'm relaxed, I again started reading the charts. I started reading my the methods of price actions basically. So it was all based on the price action, and I was just trying to figure out like the buyers are in the control or the bears are it's the bullish momentum going on or is the bearish momentum going on. So just going on a 15 minutes candlestick chart pattern or 1 hour candlestick chart pattern, you just figure out like, okay, the momentum is in the favor of the buyers. So whatever, I will just close my position in the sales side, and I will wait for the market to go more up, and again I will hedge it. So this is a kind of a strategy that I have implemented in that account. Like, okay, the momentum in a bigger time frame is bullish. So whatever the trades I'm going to take for this particular hour, I will just try to get the buy positions. So according to the bigger time frame, the momentum is in a buying side. Take buy positions. When the market is in a bearish momentum, close all your buy positions, and whenever the market is going more further down, you just hedge it again. So in just a small seconds, like within a few seconds, you just hedge it just to have a mental peace. You're not actually arguing with the market. You're not just fighting with the market. You are just trying to exit your position and again making a position within few seconds. So that is a scalping strategy I have developed.
And so the hedging approach like is obviously quite different from the stop loss 3R initial approach. I mean, how did you sort of make that transition to, going, well, what I'm going to do is hedge here on these accounts or this market versus, a fixed stop loss, a fixed take profit? What was the thinking around, or how did you make that transition? How did you move to the hedging?
See, hedging is why hedging is like hedging. When you are doing hedging, it's like you are peaceful. Your mind is very peaceful because you have a buy position, you have a sell position of a similar lot size. So wherever the market is going, you don't have to worry about it, because one side if you are making profit, another side is losing profit. So it is constant. Okay, so hedging is there. You have a mental peace, and then when the market is in your favor, you are just trying to exit your one side position and you are holding it for market is coming into your favor. Even if it is going back, you have a strict rule, like if it is going back in certain points, like 10 points, if I'm talking about US 30, if it is going in my favor, I will just lock it again with the 10 points in my favor. If it is going back, or if it is reversing, if I have exited at the wrong position, if it is reversing, I will again lock it in certain time, like within the 10 points of movement, I will lock it again. So,
and when you say lock it, you mean like you'll just take another position against the position you've got, so it's zero sort of.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah. So that is what
it can't lose any. It can't lose any more than it's currently lost to go in that direction, because you're going to hedge it, right? Okay. And sorry, what I'm trying to work out is how did you get to hedging? Is like, I'm going to start hedging these markets versus just trade them, I suppose, in a different way.
See, my trading having a different strategy as well. I trade like a swing trading as well. So where I take positions at certain point and I wait for it for a longer period of time, like 5 days or week. So that will be a different approach for that particular account. But there is a different accounts and there is a different approach about the trading. So you cannot do a scalping in multiple accounts at the same time, because you are trading manually. So when you are trading with the bots, then it's a different case, because you can implement that bot on a certain accounts or a number of accounts. But when you are trading manually, you cannot just trade on 5-6 accounts at the same time, because you need to be very fast. You need to be very accurate. Okay. So when I'm trading manually with a scalping, I was just using one account, and in another accounts when I'm trading like swing trading, I'm taking position today and I'm closing it after a few days. So there will be a different strategy behind that. Like see here I'm using a 1 minute candlestick charts. Here I'm using 3 minutes candlestick charts, and there I have to see like a minimum of 4 hours candlestick, 4 hours patterns. So I'm different accounts having a different approach. I'm not saying like I don't do that. I do swing trades as well, but yes, scalping is something which is more exciting. Like you keep on doing it. You keep on doing it. Like you are just exit your positions at some time, and again within a few seconds you are going to lock it again. You are hedging it again back, and then small chunks of profits, and in the end of the day, it's huge.
And so how if you had to break your trading up into like manual trading versus auto trading at the moment, what does that split look like?
Manual trading is this excitement, because when you're trading manually, you are completely into it. You are watching the market every time, every single move, you are just watching it. So manual trading is something like you're completely into it. You don't want any kind of distractions. You are just watching the market, and because you will love it. It's the thing which you love. This is the passion. And about the bots, like, okay, fine, whatever the strategy you have developed, you just send it to the programmer, they just code it, and you are just implementing into another account, and you don't have to look it for any sort of time. Like after 4 hours, 5 hours, you can just go and check your account, like what kind of a performance the bots has given. But you will not get that adrenaline rush when you're trading manually.
And is that a good thing, having an adrenaline rush when you're trading manually, or is it a controlled adrenaline rush that you're not doing the bad things, but you still enjoy it so much that you just love sitting in front of the charts?
Yes, if you will not enjoy what you are doing, you will not be able to succeed in that, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to work out is, like, even though you got an adrenaline rush, that's not a bad adrenaline rush, which is being detrimental to your trading results in your case.
About the positive side of it.
Yeah. Okay. So your algo stuff just happens. You're still really a manual trader who, builds algos because you've got, like, other strategy ideas you want to execute, and you can only trade one market at a time, right? You can only do one thing. You can't trade more. I mean, for somebody in that position where they've got, like, lots of ideas on, there's this strategy I want to sort of try out, but I know I can't do it, I haven't got the time. What do you recommend? What path do you recommend?
What recommend?
So if somebody was like going, I trade manually, this one strategy, I've got 5 other strategy ideas, what do you think? What should they do? What path should they go down?
See, don't look for more strategies on the internet. Don't look for more, because you have to develop it by yourself. Because every trader's mindset is different than other traders. So every capital is also different. They might be using a different capital. You might be having a different capital account. So your approach should be your personal. Your strategy should be your personal. It depends on what kind of account size you have, what kind of a thought process you have, what kind of a mental ability you have, which risk reward is suitable for you. You need to develop it by yourself. You can learn from like other traders. You can learn from the other people, like what kind of a trading they are doing. But at the end of the day, you have to make your own strategy, which will work for you, because this is your money, your capital, your mind, your mindset. And your approach towards the trading is what makes you different from the other traders. So if you have a 5 strategy, like you were saying, like if you have 5 strategy, you have learned it from the internet or you've learned from the YouTube. So try one at a time and use it for a longer period of time, like weeks, like months and months, and try to figure out like where exactly it is giving you a difficulty, where exactly it is challenging you, and if something you need to develop by yourself. Because when I'm teaching in an offline market, things will be different, because even if you will talk about the basic things like exponential moving averages, when the market is not live, when the market is offline, it looks pretty good on the charts. Like, okay, these intersections that happened here, and if you will assume like, okay, if I have bought at this price, I was about to make this much of money. But when you are actually trading live in market, those intersections and what kind of a decision you are taking at those moments will be different from what you are seeing in the offline market, because there is a different approach towards screen, towards the charts, when you are actually trading it, or where you are just trying to learn it through offline markets and you're just trying to figure out what charts are going on. So if you have 5 strategies, use one and use it for a longer period of time, develop it by yourself.
Yeah. Okay. And what about like your trading day? What does that look like?
It's the same way like I started trading in the early days. I still keep my trading journal, and I used to write down what other things I'm going to do tomorrow. So before starting the day, I just quickly check up what other things I'm going to do today, because nowadays I'm more not into like developing more strategies and trying to figure out. Nowadays, I'm trying to figure out the decoding of the trap trading and how the market's manipulations are happening in the Forex market. So, how the markets open reacts in the Asian session, then the London session, and what will happen in the US market when the market opens, how the manipulations will actually working out. So, I try to figure it out with the trend lines and the different kind of a manipulation strategy they are using it. So, I was trying to figure out those things. So, I'm currently nowadays I'm more into the research of those parts, and Pretty good. I'm just trying to figure out like how the manipulations things are happening, and I'm trying to decode that.
And would you set aside a certain amount of time to do manual trading in a day, or not
Yes,
every
so
day?
almost like 3 to 4 hours I used to trade and do day trading, like manual trading, and my bots are also working on a different accounts. So altogether, like 3 to 4 hours I used to dedicate like for the manual trading, and then the other thing was like developing the strategies and trying to more figure out the what like
Yeah,
decoding the trading which I told you,
yeah. And
and
what about the what session would you trade?
what
What trading session?
basically I love London session and US session.
Right, and you would, if you were going to pick a market that you were going to trade like on your typical day, what market or markets would they be?
Uh, Normally, like on the forex market and trading with the gold and indices
Okay,
mostly.
and forex, what forex markets would you focus on?
Mostly the gold and
Okay, right, which isn't forex. It's, I think people call it forex, but it's a commodity. But anyway, what about like, so if you had to sort of give somebody a step by step process to become a trader, what would that be?
uh, learn from the basics things first, because support the resistance which you understand is the basic thing, but it is actually a important aspect. Even in the advanced trading things, it is actually having very much it's important. You cannot just ignore the basic things first, and then slowly and gradually start learning from other traders. Start learning from the internet. Start learn the strategies and learn the methods, how other traders are doing it, and quickly try to develop your own because of your mindset.
And if you had to sort of like, I suppose, give our listeners one piece of advice, what would it be?
Try to be more consistent towards your trades, like uh, consistent about the risk management. It is more important.
Okay. And if there was like, I suppose, it's something that you haven't said today that you wish you'd said or you wish I'd asked, what would that be?
I didn't get to come again.
If there was something that you wish you'd said today, like an answer that you wish you'd given or something you wish you'd said in the interview, what would it be? Is there anything you feel like, I wish I'd told everyone this, but I haven't had a chance to?
Um, like the market manipulations, basically, right now nowadays I'm just learning it, and uh, I could have figured it out a few years before also, but I'm not able to get your question at this
So
moment.
it's basically, I'm trying to work out, have I not asked you a question that you think like I should have asked you because you wanted to say this? You've come on the show, right? Is there something you want to say to the audience that you haven't said already?
Yes, yeah, now I got it.
Yeah.
So whoever is watching this YouTube video, I just want to let you know, like, uh, see, if you are dedicated, if you are determined, and if you are passionate about trading, if you love reading the charts, there is a trader in you, and you should keep hustling it. And one fine day, you will find out the strategy which is actually working for you, and you can be a successful trader. No matter what, like 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, you are into this market. But one turning point, and you will be a good trader. So never stop learning, never stop learning about more things. Work on your mindset, work on your risk management, and work on the strategies you are actually working. Even if it is very basic, you understand it, that it's a very basic strategy. I should need to learn more advanced things, but even the basic things makes money. So just you need to be more consistent. You need to be more accurate about the thought process which you have developed throughout your trading. Then this is more important.
Brilliant. Okay, well, that's a great way to leave the show. Before we wrap up, is there any way that people can get hold of you?
Yes, they can get in touch with me through Instagram, like Pulak Priyas. You can find me there, or even if you will Google my name, Pulak Priyas, you will find the easiest way to approach me.
Brilliant. Well, look, a big thank you to Pulak today for sharing with us. Everything we've discussed here are going to be in the show notes. There's a link in the description, or you can find them on Trading Nut. Search PULAK and you'll find them on tradingnut.com. Until next time, I wish all my listeners trading happiness and success. All right, folks, there you have an interview done and dusted with Pulak. Now, we did actually record a video afterwards where he broke down a little bit of what he does on a price chart when he's doing either hedging or just scalping gold. In fact, it's something I haven't seen before, so it is going to be interesting for you to just add into your arsenal of things to look at or think about when you're building your own strategy or testing your own strategy. So, folks, that's coming up. Remember, check out those offers from my sponsors and check out that Robot Lab Live new build 56 if you want to jump on board that. All over there in the description. Folks, have a great trading week and we'll see you in the next one.